the book is out now, right? World Infestation, the Ratt Story.
Exactly.
It's out now, so people can find it wherever books are sold.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
if people want to check out what I'm up to, because I write for a bunch of websites and magazines, always doing books. If you want to go to Twitter or X, what is it? Is it Twitter or
it's,
X now?
I go with X.
Okay.
I go
Yeah.
with X.
I actually still go with Twitter, but X is easier, right?
And you've contributed a lot of great stuff to the Van Halen news desk. And the last one, you just did one on David Lee Roth's Skyscraper.
Yes, that's true.
And
Yes.
and we should make note because the guys from the DLR cast, Darren Paltrowitz and Steve Roth, mentioned that they talked about it in their last episode.
Oh, nice. Oh, I
And
have to go check that out.
yeah,
Yeah,
how
what it
that
is I do a lot of news articles for the Ultimate Guitar site. So what it is they're
ultimate-guitar.com.
yes, yeah, and they're kind enough to let me for columns and features sometimes do excerpts from my books because I've done close to 40 books, if you can believe that.
Yeah, man, that's all. And I read your very first one, Blind
Yep,
Melon,
exactly. Thank you
Shannon
very
Hoon
much.
book.
Yeah,
Yep,
called A Devil on One Shoulder, An Angel on the Other, the Shannon
yep.
Hoon story. But yeah, so I was able to do a article recently from quotes from my book called Shredders, and it was quotes from Billy Sheehan talking about how Skyscraper he thinks that that was pretty much David Lee Roth trying to merge rock with disco or dance.
Dance, yeah. But the thing is, like, and if you give DLR Cast a listen, that episode, they brought up a good point. I think the only song that you can dance to is Stand Up.
I don't think it was really dance. I think it was
But
more like new wave,
pop,
like keyboard pop kind of.
right.
Which I don't know. I mean, again, David Lee
I
Roth has
love
done so.
Skyscraper.
See, you know what it is? If it did not come right after Eat 'Em and Smile, I think is front to back phenomenal.
Yeah.
Besides Van Halen, I don't think there's any comparison that's David Lee Roth. I mean, all the Van Halen albums are at the top of Mount Everest. Right below it is Eat 'Em and Smile
Yep.
for
Yep.
me. But the fact that he would have just done such a about face, and if you do a song for song comparison to Eat 'Em and Smile, I just don't think it's as strong. I don't, it's not as rocking. It's just too dated sounding. I mean, I'm sure if you heard some of Eat 'Em and Smile, it's probably dated too, but just
I don't
like
know. I don't think. I mean,
okay,
maybe
maybe not then, maybe not.
going crazy has a little bit of synth in there,
Yeah,
but
and it also just Eat 'Em and Smile sound like you hear the band really gelling and
yeah, yeah,
I
and
don't know, David Lee Roth just, on one side I want to kiss him on the cheek, the other side I want to wring his neck because I mean,
that's the
how many
quote of
times?
the episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to leave Van Halen when he
I
left, just
know.
when they were going to become the U.S. Led Zeppelin, and then he manages to pull off the impossible and put together a band that I think was on par or at least close to Van Halen, and then he just
I know.
it just
But
breaks it up and
as we
does
know, like to
yeah.
this day, there's a lot of head scratcher things that he'll do, and I don't think he likes to do the same thing twice. So Skyscraper,
But
yeah. And the
but
funny thing is, like, he was always against Jump, the keyboards with Eddie, and
right.
then Skyscraper's like, you know,
But then what I don't understand is then he
synth
goes
heavy,
what I don't understand is he goes from Skyscraper and then he tries to go back to kind of a more rock, Eat 'Em
a
and
little
Smile
ain't
thing
enough.
with yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that album to this day I've never listened to, I'll be honest with
Really?
you.
Really? Okay. Did
Which
you know
I
Bob
mean,
Ezrin was supposed to produce that at first?
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
And
yep.
then
I
Bob
found
Rock.
that out.
Yeah.
I found that out. But just at that point, around that era, I was a huge Steve Vai fan, and I love Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan together. So at that point, I was just over it, and I
Yeah.
just couldn't really stomach. Although, I mean, I do appreciate Jason Becker and you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
yeah,
But
everything.
with
But yeah, but
Skyscraper,
at
it's
that
like Billy was underutilized, like even on Just Like Paradise. And I love Just Like Paradise, but I was just listening to it the other day, listen closely. And I'm like, there's no way if Billy's playing bass on that, he did it with he did it in his sleep because
yeah.
even though I think it's a
Yeah.
synth bass, it sounds like a synth bass line. It's not, it doesn't sound like Billy at all.
What I don't
Yeah.
understand is how come David Lee Roth couldn't have just given Billy Sheehan like one or two songs and say, look,
Right.
Billy, do whatever you want on these two songs, like play your ass off, I don't care. But all these other songs we're going to do, the stuff that but he didn't.